Hello, Missouri Mama here. My name is Nina, and today I am going to try out my Sheglam Corpse Bride collection. So, I wanted to try out the palette and see how it works. I did my nails. The polish is actually from Sheglam. It's from their Chroma collection. It's not showing on the camera very well, but it actually shifts. It's like this blue color, but it shifts between purple and green as well. And all these little extras, like, you know, the little skull and the rhinestones and the nails themselves came from Shein. I thought that was pretty awesome. So, may have noticed I changed my hair. I cut it all off. Cut quite a bit off. I did dye it for some reason on camera. It's not showing up very good. It's got a lot of blue in it now. I will try to insert a clip or something at the end, or I will do a short showing the color that my hair is actually now. I use this lime crime unicorn hair in the shade Anime. It's really awesome, and it doesn't stink. Like, it actually smells good. And it was really easy, and it's not damaging or anything to your hair, which is, you know, nice. So, I will explain kind of why I decided to cut off a lot of inches. And part of that will also be why I decided to start a YouTube channel. And I will talk about that as I go through and I use my Sheglam Corpse Bride collection stuff, which is the eyeshadow palette. So we have that. We have 3 of these glitter gels. We got a silver, like a gunmetal black, or a white, a gunmetal black, and a blue. And then we have some lashes to try. We have some lip colors. I'm only going to use 1, but we should get 3 in the collection. I'm going to use one of those. And then there's a highlighter. I just don't know where I put it. I set it over here. I just don't know where it went. Oh, I knocked it down. Sorry about that. And then the highlighter, which is really pretty. And then we also have a lip balm. It's just a clear lip balm. I'm going to go ahead and put that on real quick. They did a post on Instagram saying that they did sell out of the collection again, and that they weren't going to restock the whole collection, but that they still have everything individually. The lip balm, the packaging's really cute. The ring's a really cute idea, but if you were thinking about getting it for the actual balm itself, I do not recommend. It doesn't, like, the ones I like, they kind of like melt onto your lips and they feel moisturizing. Like, this just feels like I have something on my lips. It doesn't feel like it's doing anything for my lips, if that makes any sense. And so I'm not a big fan of the formula, but the packaging is really cute. So I'm going to jump into the palette and create a look, and I will explain why I cut my hair, and it also leads up to, you know, it also involves why I actually started a YouTube channel. And so this is going to be kind of a try it out and a get to know me, let's chat, I don't know. So I'm going to go into this Victor color, which is a gray, right here. So last year, I noticed I was losing a lot of my hair, like a very dramatic amount, Like, it wasn't like just a little here and there. It was a lot. It was like wads of hair. And I've always had really, like, excessively thick hair. So, at first, I was like, okay, whatever. And then it got to the point where it was just getting insanely thin for me. And what I've had hair-wise my whole life. So, I've always had a little bit of a dandruff issue, so I've been using dandruff shampoo for a while, but we did decide to upgrade the shampoo we were using to see if that helped. And while, it did help with, like, my scalp and the way my hair, like, the texture of my hair, I was still losing a lot of hair. So, I decided to go to the doctor, and I was extremely embarrassed. I was very nervous. I have anxiety and depression, and I also suffer from PTSD. So going to the doctor and opening up about something that I was struggling with was hard for me. I was terrified to, tell my doctor, what was going on. But it was to the point where I couldn't touch my hair without breaking down. Like, I was crying, like, every day. I was researching things to help my hair, like, grow and help my scalp health. But I had no idea why it was falling out so much. I mean, I got to the point I was afraid to brush my hair. Like, I still had to brush my hair, but I was afraid. Every time, once a day I'd brush my hair. And that was like, it was a terrifying experience for me, because I was always afraid, like, how much hair is coming out today? How bad is this gonna be? And so when I went to the doctor, I was extremely nervous to tell them what was going on. And, looking back now, it's like, I understand why I was so nervous, because I know how my anxiety is, and how it acts and all of that. But it does seem, to somebody who doesn't suffer anxiety the same way that I do, it probably seems silly. But for me, it was terrifying to go in and, openly talk about something I was struggling with, to ask for help in any kind of way. I mean, I was struggling with it for months and months before I even talked to family about it. Like, I struggled with it alone. I didn't need to. It's just, like, I have a great support system. They're not the problem. It's the way my mind works. And, my mind tells me that if I talk to anybody, or I tell them, that I'm struggling in any kind of way, they're gonna think I'm weak or annoying or whatever. So I did deal with it on my own for a while, but when I finally opened up, upgraded shampoos, started doing, like, excess hair mask and scalp scrubs, oils. I mean, everything. I was taking vitamins. Like, I've done all that. And so when I went to the doctor, I told them, and she actually noticed that I have some issues with facial hair growth. It's really embarrassing to admit, but I do grow hair on my chin area and my neck, which is why I actually, usually if you see a breakout, like, anywhere below here, it's usually because of that, because I pluck every single day. Not because anybody makes me feel like I have to, except for myself. It's losing my hair, I wasn't worried about what anybody else thought. It was just how I was feeling, if that makes sense. Like, nobody was mentioning it, nobody was saying anything about it. It was just every time I touched my hair, every time I looked in the mirror, which I avoided mirrors for a long time because of all of this, every time I brushed my hair, washed it, anything, I was reminded that so much was missing in my hair. Now, I've lost about 3/4 of my hair on like the top area. It's like super thin compared to what it used to be 2 years ago. So I went in and I talked to her and she noticed that. So they did some tests and they diagnosed me with PCOS, which is a condition that affects a lot of women. And after talking to her and about, all the things that women who have it experience and whatnot, it turns out that I should have been diagnosed as a teenager. Wouldn't really done a whole lot for me, but so while I have struggled with a lot of the stuff with PCOS, I still feel that I have been extremely lucky, which I know that sounds weird to say, but there's people out there who are struggling with a lot worse parts of it than hair loss. Some women can't have kids because of it, and if you want to have kids, it's heartbreaking to think that you can't. There's a lot of women out there who would make wonderful mothers, and they want to have their own kids, and it's sad that they can't, or that they have to go through so much to be able to. And so I consider myself very lucky that I did be able to have my children. Now, as I say that, I also don't think that, because I was able to have kids, that makes it okay to lose my hair, and means I shouldn't, be sad that I lost my hair and that I'm struggling with all this other stuff. But I know I'm not struggling as bad as some people is what I'm trying to get at. Like, I know, one, people experience things differently. Two, different things affect people differently. That's just the truth. I feel lucky I was able to have my kids. I did have issues with them, but I was able to without having to, go through treatments to have kids. And I consider myself lucky on that. So, now, so when they diagnosed me with that, a lot of things started, making a lot of sense. There was a period of time when I was losing my hair. I also told my hubby that I was struggling with feeling girly, because I've always been like girly and tomboy at the same time. Like, I've always liked doing makeup and wearing dresses, but also, I'll go out and get dirty. That doesn't bother me one bit. But I just wasn't feeling that part of me. It was like that part of me that I'd known my whole life was missing. And so that was a struggle for me. So like I had stopped, like I didn't make the decision to stop, but I'd stopped doing makeup. I'd stopped doing much with my hair other than, putting it in a ponytail, brushing it back, putting it in a ponytail. I wasn't dressing up anymore. It was just t-shirt and jeans, t-shirt, and, some pants, whatever. No. Even my crafting for a couple of years there, I stopped really doing any of that because I just wasn't in a good place mentally. But the whole not feeling girly, not feeling, you know, that part of me that I'd always had. Now, being girly is subjective, I know that, but it was like I lost a part of me. And so, I was trying to get that back at the end of last year. And so, I started watching unboxing videos, actually. I don't know why, they just spoke, like, stood out to me, and they interested me. So, I started noticing, you know, not really noticing, but seeing, you know, that these people I was watching, they had one, you know, they had a place to share, you know, what they were doing and how they felt about, you know, what they were getting. And kind of, you know, an artistic outlet in a beauty inspired way. Let me put it that way. So, and that was in, and so, like, I started kind of tossing around the idea in my head of maybe getting a channel, or not really getting a channel, but starting a channel. So this is the look so far. I did put 3 different of the shimmery glitters on there. I did have to spray my brush to kind of lay them on. I could have used my fingers, but with the nails, I just didn't think that was gonna work without me, like, messing up the palette real bad. I do like how it's coming out so far. I do want to do a little bit of a liner with one of these when I find it. This blue one, and it is called Blue Quet. Kind of like banquet, but blue quet. I don't know, it's weird. Let's get the butterfly on it. Or the moth. Pretty sure that's a moth. I love the Corpse Bride movies. The movie. I don't know why I said movies, but... And I think this one actually, like, reflects, this collection reflects the movies very well as far as the color scheme. Because it's a very gray movie, honestly. Like, very well. This stuff does not like me. I wonder if this can even be used for a liner. Doesn't seem to want to be. Let's see if I can just take a little bit. I actually think this would be a pretty good for lighting, but it doesn't seem to want to. So I'm just gonna mix a little bit of setting spray in with a little bit of it, kind of get it a little bit wetter than it is. A little bit more if we can. There we go. Now this is probably not, you know, how they intended this to be used. This is just how I want to use it, so I want to try it out. I forgot where it was. So I started toying around with the idea. I'd always liked makeup, but growing up, it was always, you know, when I was in high school and stuff, it was, you know, cheap makeup. And, you know, we didn't have designer or anything when I was growing up. My family didn't. And that's fine. Like, but all the stuff that people were, that I saw in the videos, looked so cool. And they talk about, you know, the quality and how nice it was and all this. And so I decided to get Ipsy, and I did BoxyCharm for a little while. I've since canceled that one because I didn't enjoy getting so much skincare when I put in my profile that I wanted makeup, because that was really what I was, you know, looking for in a subscription box. So I ended up canceling that one. And so I like this as far as like going over the lid. I think it'd be better, you know, as used as like more how they meant for it to be used. So I started getting, you know, those subscriptions. And then I just kind of was like, you know what? I am going to start a channel, and if, you know, nobody watches me, then nobody watches me. If people, you know, don't like what content that I'm making, that's okay. You know. My goal with my channel isn't to, you know, become famous or anything like that. I don't want to ever be recognized out in public, just because I have anxiety. I don't even leave the house that much because of my anxiety. But I just kind of, it's more about talking to people. You know, I'm in a collab group, and I've met a couple women there, and, you know, I'm now following their channels and everything, and I've met some wonderful people so far. Some subscribers on my channel, some other channels, you know. And for me, that has been just amazing. That's pretty much what I was looking for, was just kind of a community, or, you know, other people, kind of, you know, creating my own little community of people who were interested in the same things that I was. And so that's why I created my channel. Why I decided to whack all my hair off is because, you know, I'm still struggling with the hair loss. It wasn't seeming to get any thicker. And so I was like, you know, I need to do something with my hair. Something to kind of make me feel a little bit, not be so sad every time I touch it. I loved my hair. I can't do that in that mirror. I mean, yeah, I've always had really frizzy, really wild, crazy hair, but it's always been, you know, there. So, like, when I get nervous, you know, I've always been able to, you know, like, touch it. Run my fingers through it, you know. If I'm stressed out, I can sit down and, you know, just brush my hair out. Kind of, you know, chill for a minute. Kind of take that moment to check in with myself. And when my hair started going, it was very hard for me. I know it's kind of silly to be so wrapped up in my hair, but it's just the truth of it. It just didn't, it was just sad for me. It was like losing a part of me again. Another part, you know what I mean? Because, like, I'd lost that wanting to doll myself up, wanting to be creative. Not really the want, but the feeling of being inspired to sit down and do it. I just lost it, and then losing my hair, it was like just losing another part of myself, if that makes sense. So, I pretty much was like, I gotta do something. I have to, you know, try to basically an FU to the PCOS and the hair loss. And so I decided to cut my hair off. I dyed it, like I said, the blue, because I don't know, I'm 35 and I already had so much gray hair. And it's really focused at the top, so I think it might have to do with the, you know, the PCOS and the hair loss and stuff. Could just be the stress from it all, but all the gray was more focused towards the top as well, like the top half of my hair. So that's why I put the blue in there. It's because when I got my hair cut, it made the gray just seem so much more obvious. Like, it stood out so much more. And I was like, yikes. And I was like, you know what? I've always wanted blue hair. Like, it's just something I've always had an interest in. So, oh, that's pretty. So that's what I decided to do. And the lady at the salon that did the haircut, she was amazing. I went in there and I was waiting, and remember, you know, it was my turn to go up. She's like, what are we doing? I was like, I want to whack all my hair off. And she's like, how long is your hair? And so I showed her, and she's like, well, okay, I'll do it. And so then, you know, she's like, so what exactly are you wanting to do? I was like, well, I don't know. I just kind of like want to chop it all off. And then I decided, you know, so she could understand, you know, a little bit about what's going on. And because, you know, I was really struggling with the idea of anybody seeing my hair, like, being, like, you know, because when they cut it, they move your hair around and stuff. And I was, like, so afraid, like, you know, are they going to see how bad it's thinning out, you know? Like, I was embarrassed. So I told her what was going on, and she was amazing. I told her, you know, why I was doing it, what I was struggling with. And she actually knew somebody who also had PCOS and struggled with hair issues. And so she handled the whole thing amazing. I don't know if you can see that highlighter on me. Hopefully you can. In the mirror I can see it's got like a blue shimmer. There you go. You can see it over here. It's absolutely gorgeous. So, yeah, she was amazing. She made me feel safe and not judged in any kind of way. She made me feel pretty much special. She washed my hair, and then she cut it, and then she styled it for me, which was amazing. She didn't have to do any of that. She didn't have to be super supportive about the whole thing. She didn't have to be so amazing. And so with that experience, it kind of showed me, you know, I don't have to be embarrassed that I have PCOS and that I'm struggling with my hair and stuff like, and, you know, the hair loss, and then, you know, the hair growth right in here. And sometimes I don't do videos because the hair growth on my neck area right here is, you know, they're not poked out enough to where I can pluck them. They're right under the skin, but like, it's so visible that and pretty much kind of get into this place in my head and decide that I can't do a video because I'm not comfortable with how I look. Does that make sense? But it taught me that, like, my appointment there kind of gave me confidence, like, to be like, yes, I'm struggling with something. Yes, you know, my hair is not amazing right now. Yes, you know, I'm gonna have hairs that aren't where they should be, that don't grow where they should. And that's okay. I had a lip liner out, but I lost track of it, so I'm using the shade Rosy Cheeks. It's like, it's a really pretty color. This made me feel like there was some hope, though. Like, I could still feel pretty. Because for me, it's not really a struggle with, like, other people in my life complaining about it. I mean, I made a mess. Let's see if I can fix some of this real quick. I'm not used to talking and putting on lipstick or liquid up or anything, really. So, like, my husband, he's amazing. He doesn't ever say anything about how I look, like, bad wise, I should say. You know, if I complain about something, like, you know, the hair loss, he'd be like, he'll say he didn't notice, or that it's not as bad as I'm making it out to be, that I look great, and all that. My daughter that's on here with me sometimes, she always tells me I'm beautiful. I just put a nail on my skin. So, like, it was never about, like, how other people were making me feel. It was just, like, you know, my own inner critic is what it's called. And sometimes that inner critic is just not very nice. And I made a mess with this lip color. Oh, I got it on my nail. Dude, are you alright in there?
Yeah.
Sorry, my son sounds like he's choking to death in his room. So yeah, this is not a very good application. I'm gonna stop there before I make it any worse. That's a nice mat for me. Alright, I said that and I've already changed my mind. Hopefully that's a tiny bit better. It's really bright. I'm not used to that for myself, but it's okay. So, the lady at the salon was amazing. She made me feel amazing. And then, so like, after the appointment and everything, I came home and I kept noticing the gray, so I messaged Nightmare Bliss from YouTube. She has a channel. She's amazing. Goth, and she does amazing makeup stuff. She's a retired makeup artist and other stuff that I can't pronounce. And so I messaged her and asked her about pretty much unnatural hair colors that I could put in my hair to cover up the gray, and she was amazing. She probably thinks I'm a weirdo because I was apologizing, saying I was sorry for bugging her and all of this, but once again, it's that anxiety voice getting in my head. And so, but she was amazing. She recommended me a couple brands and even some colors, sent me links, told me about some deals. I mean, she was super amazing. Which I love her channel. I watch almost all of her videos. I try to watch all of them, but I'm sure I miss some sometimes. These are the lashes. They're so pretty. I'm going to attempt to put these on. I don't know if I can with my nails on now. Actually, I think I'm going to wait because I don't want to mess them up. I'm just going to put on mascara. I don't think I'm going to be able to get these on with nails because I'm just not used to having nails on. So I'm going to try out this Sheglam Max Impact Extreme Volume Mascara. I haven't tried it yet. I got it from them. I like their products. I actually used their two different foundations at different times, not at the same time. The hydrating one and then their skin influencer. I got 2 samples of that, and I've used one of the samples like 4 or 5 times, and I'm just now to like almost out. Maybe one more use if I'm lucky. I actually thought it was gonna like go on thicker, but so this is my new hair, and I'm still gonna wear hair pieces and wigs and stuff just because I enjoy it. It's something I discovered while dealing with this hair loss issue. I decided to kind of play with the idea of wigs and stuff, and I actually love them because, one, you can change your hair pretty much instantly, and you can have any, like, there's so many colors and stuff. You don't have to, like, be expensive about it if you can't. Like, I get cheap wigs. They don't look 100% real all the time, but it's fun. And to me, that's the most important part, so. I'm so sorry if you can hear him. He is having some major hiccups, which is kind of scary because he really does not need to grow anymore for a while. I do think eyelashes could use some curling. I'm probably use, another coat of that mascara, but I don't like putting on a lot of a lot of coats. Oh, but this is makeup look I came up with. So what do I think? I think the highlighter is amazing. I would definitely recommend that. The eyeshadow palette I love. So I used this shade and this shade out of the mattes, and they blended amazing. And then the glitters I use, or shimmers, whatever you want to call it, I used this one, and this one, and then this one in the inner corner. And they went on really nice. I did have to spray my brush just to get them on how I wanted them, because I like to shine. Once again, I'm not a fan of the balm, but the packaging is cute. And the lipstick I like. I think, I'm not sure on the colors. For me, I do think I would like it glossy as well. Let me just put on a lip oil over it to see if that helps. Probably not going to help. Let's use lip oil. Let's see what else I got. Yeah, let's use this Lunar Beauty Gloss because I love it. It smells amazing.
Take it.
Sorry, my dog is spazzing out in there. Just cannot stand to be away from me for very long. So this is the look. I the lips better with like a gloss over them. I also think this one I would want to lighten up, put on a lip liner, not talk while applying. That would probably help me out a lot. Let's see, the eyelashes, I think they are gorgeous. I didn't try them out because I have nails on and I'm a chicken. I'll just say that much. This mascara, so far, I like it. I do think I might need to, like, put more on. I went in really light-handed. So, like, on this brush, there's not a lot of excess product. The one I usually use from Shop Missy that I've been trying to go through, it tends to get a lot of excess product on the brush. And this one does not do that. So, I think that's really nice. And I'm going to have to get used to, like, needing to go back in there. So, hopefully you guys enjoyed my rambling, but I wasn't too annoying. If you made it this far, leave me any emoji you would like. That would be amazing. If you made it this far, hopefully you liked and subscribe. Really helped me out, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. And remember, if you are struggling with anything, even if it feels to you like it may not be that big of a deal, even if you feel like others may not be interested, just talk to somebody, reach out to anybody, you know. That way you can, even if it's just so you have somebody to vent to, just do it. There's a lot of wonderful people out there. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Bye.